Yes, yes, yes. We
What's
back,
going on?
baby. We
Back.
back. We back,
We are
baby.
back. We
Let's
are back.
go. It's Bad News Cruz and the Gman. Everybody else is in holiday mood, holiday movements. People are gonna be popping in late. They may not even make it. We didn't have a show last week. I was sick. That's on me.
It
I
was
gotta take
my
better care of myself.
beautiful wife's birthday last week, so I had, of
Shout
course.
out to Becky. Shout out to Becky. Let's go. Shout out. Shout out. Let's go. And shout out to everybody that watches these videos that rocks out with us. We appreciate y'all. Thanks to you guys. We do this stuff. This is from the fans to the
Exactly.
fans. We don't talk about that capping ass stuff that they do on ESPN and all these so-called professionals. They don't love sports.
No
They
filters
don't.
here, baby. No
Yeah,
filters.
we don't cap here. We love sports. But do we love the Jets? As a Jet fan, we're gonna hit this topic first. This I'm not gonna take too much time. This
No, it
team is
shouldn't. It shouldn't. It should be like a Band-Aid, quick and easy.
yeah, this team is a disaster. This is a disaster of a team. Um Zach Wilson is out. He should have been out. He should have never been in.
No, he should have been out a long time ago.
Yeah. I mean, he's a terrible quarterback. And I'll do a little quick history on Zach Wilson and maybe why he stuck around for so long. But basically, look, we got bamboozled by Zach Wilson, right? There's my brother Franklin roped me into it. This is all on him.
Damn
I
you,
did,
Frank Covers. Damn
yeah.
you.
We made up some huge mistake when we won those games with Adam Gase, those meaningless games. This is how the Jets screw up. This is why this is a terrible franchise. We won games when we and kept their coach around when we should have been tanking to get Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, we win meaningless games and we end up with Zach Wilson, which puts us 10 years behind. Right? He played one good season in a COVID year with nobody in the stands.
BYU.
He showed a lot of promise, arm talent, this, that, and the other. I watched the tape and I was like, this guy has talent. I don't know about his decision making. I don't know about this, that, and the other. I fooled myself. I listened to Franklin.
He did the Patrick Mahomes throw, and Frank Covers got a little moist, and he
bamboozled me. He bamboozled me. That's the way it goes.
Yes.
Yes. Everybody, Joey Bad News Cruz said, I don't like this guy.
I don't. And I remember saying it. I told you guys, I said, if it's not Trevor Lawrence, I said, go Justin Fields route. I said, to be honest, he's a much better than Zach. He can make better throws than Zach Wilson. And oh no, Frank Covers. No, man. This kid
Bad
from
news.
BYU.
Bad news. He can throw touchdowns. Touchdown. You know that in sports you have to score to win. Right? Yeah, you have to score. You got to try to score. He doesn't do the most basic thing in sports, which is try to score. You cannot win 0-0 every week.
Well, I give him credit though. He does try to score, but it's not on the football field.
Yes, he does. If the woman's over 45 years old, he definitely tries to score.
He's knocking them dead. Knocking them dead, baby.
So back to the little history here. The classic man said, I remember this clearly. I have it in my notes. He said that when Zach when we were in that position, the classic man said trade down. No. We can't trade down. We can't trade down. We got to get this Zach Wilson kid. Franklin, we got to get this Zach Wilson kid. He's got immense talent. He's the next Patrick Mahomes, the Mormon version of Patrick Mahomes. Boy, were we wrong. And he's out. He's not coming. He's not coming back, ladies and gentlemen.
He shouldn't.
It's over with for him. It might be over with for this team. We are way behind. And I want to just pose a question to my guy Bad News Cruz here, because I don't want to go too deep into the Jets. It really doesn't matter. They are a nothing franchise that no one that they are an embarrassment. We have the best fans. I love the Jets fans, but this is an embarrassment of a team. We play in a joke of a stadium. A joke. That place is garbage.
We play in a joke of a stadium, which
Joke.
82% of NFL players said is the worst
The
field
worst.
and stadium in football.
Yep. Horrible stadium, horrible amenities, from the concessions to the bathrooms to the parking lot to getting in and out of that stadium is a joke. Even the Uber line is a joke at that stadium. Everything's bad at that
We
place.
almost lost the classic man.
Awesome to pneumonia. Well, I want to pose this question to Bad News Cruz and let him give me his opinion on this. And you guys in the chat, give us your opinion if you're out there. Or later on in the comments, give us your opinion on these topics. Is the move for Aaron Rodgers a good move for the Jets? Long term and short term.
Well, I was the only one. Remember, if you watched the podcast, I was the only one that said I was against it. I thought that you guys will have to pay so much for just a short period. I said your window was 2 years. You lost 1 year because he got hurt. So now you got one more year. You brought in everybody that loves Aaron Rodgers. That was his best friend. They bought crystals together. You got him. Lazard came in. You got a backup quarterback who's a bum. He came in. Anybody that was wearing a Packers jersey next to Aaron Rodgers came in. And
I'm surprised Bart Starr wasn't in there. You bring in the corpse of Lombardi. Bring him in too. I mean, it's a joke. It's a joke, bro.
You guys wanted to make it. You wanted to make him feel good. I totally understand that, but you guys went overboard. The one thing that you didn't do, which I was again, it goes to my Giants as well, was you didn't make up the roster right. You didn't have a backup. You had Zach Wilson as your backup. I understand you didn't think he was going to play, but come on. If you didn't think he couldn't play the year before, why is he your backup? I can't hear you, G. Thank God we can't hear you, because I know you're trying to say some crazy stuff right now. But listen, it comes down to this. Jets and the Giants made mistakes on building rosters this year. One of the mistakes on each team was their backup quarterback. The Giants gave $40 million to Daniel Jones, and he hasn't done anything. All he did was get hurt. And then you have Zach Wilson. You're okay. I understand you wanted Aaron Rodgers. That was your quarterback. He got hurt. You put Zach Wilson in. He showed he can't do anything. He couldn't throw the check. He couldn't change. He couldn't read the defense and say, you know what? They're coming after me. Maybe I should do a little screen pass here, or maybe a draw. Nothing. He couldn't change. You know what? The protection. I'm gonna switch him to the left because I see
Exactly.
the blitz coming from the left side. He couldn't do that. Those are normal things. If you guys know me, I played some football, not anything pro level, but I could have read and said, you know what? That guy looks like he wants to hit me. Let me move this guy on that side. He couldn't do that.
I mean, Joey's an offensive lineman, so he understands protections, right? He couldn't call out protections. I mean, it's a joke. We can't. That is a mismanagement of your team to not have a decent backup quarterback when there were guys out there. Now I understand that we had trouble, late in the offseason with the salary cap until Rodgers was able to negotiate, get his cap number down. But there was still decent quarterbacks out there. Let's bring in Franklin here. What's up, Franklin?
What's going on?
There was decent quarterbacks out there, and it's a total mismanagement, and it's a fireable offense to not bring in a decent backup quarterback when you have Zach Wilson and Aaron, a 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers on your team? You can't do it, bro. That is a fireable offense. Now we're stuck. And the question again is, was the Aaron Rodgers signing a good signing for us in the short and long term? It's not looking like it.
Nope.
Because really, that means we can't get rid of Saleh because he loves Saleh. That means we can't get rid of Joe Douglas. That means we can't get rid of Nathaniel Hackett. Basically, we have signed over our franchise to Aaron Rodgers, right? A guy that in a couple years might be gone. Where I'll trade it in if we're going to get a Super Bowl, but that hasn't happened. That hasn't happened.
To be a year. This was
supposed to be the year.
If the Giants Stadium, or like you like to call it, Jet Life Stadium, was much better, maybe you guys would be thinking about a different. We talking different terms right now, but since they play in New Jersey in a swamp,
I mean,
God, man.
Look, and look at the guys that we had to bring in to satisfy Aaron Rodgers. Randall Cobb, a healthy scratch every week, a bum. Alan Lazard is quite possibly the worst wide receiver we've had on the Jets since Stephen Hill or Brashard Perryman. Guys that all had all speed and they were tall, couldn't catch a cold. Couldn't catch a cold. These guys couldn't get COVID in Wuhan. I mean, really. It's unbelievable, bro. So now, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't pan out by next year, and we don't build an offensive line, and we don't get 4 offensive linemen, it could be over with. I mean, we could go into a spiral of 10 years of more trash from the Jets. 10 more years easily of not making it to the playoffs.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I don't know, Franklin, you on? Oh, he's still messing with his
You guys mortgaged the future.
We could have mortgaged this future.
Yeah.
We could have mortgaged this future. And let's be honest. Let's just be completely honest. There's not a lot of future with the Jets. Oh. There's just not. The Jets have not been, we have not been to the playoffs in 13 years, I believe. I mean,
wow.
That is brutal. That. And they've already sent out the payment plan for next year's the bill for next year's season tickets.
That's ridiculous.
I mean, give me a break. And that's why they leaked the story last week about the Jets getting Davante Adams. See, I know the Jets tricks. I know them. Yeah. I know their tricks. They leaked out the story for Davante Adams so they could get idiots like me to say, "Oh, it's next year. Gotta be there at those games. Gotta get my tickets. Gotta be there." No, you're not tricking me no more. You're not doing a Franklin Castillo on me no more. No, you're not doing it.
Just the way he did me. Good.
The way he did me, yeah, you good.
It's good.
The way you did me dirty with the Zach Wilson, but I'm gonna let Franklin go from here. We got about 5 more minutes with these Jets, and then
all I need is 2 minutes. Listen, we're 5 and 6.
Oh God, I laugh at the wrong things.
We're 5 and 6. What future? What past? We mortgage the future. There is no future. It is now. I don't care. Let me win. Let me go to the AFC Championship with Aaron Rodgers this year, next year. Doesn't matter. It's the New York Jets. We can mortgage 10 years from now. We've been bad my whole life. My whole life. It does not matter. I'm in it to win it. It doesn't matter to me. Who's next? There is no next.
There's no next.
There's no next. So I don't care what we have to do to keep Aaron Rodgers happy. That's fine. We want to get Davante Adams. We'll get Davante Adams. That's fine by me. We just got to win. We barely won these games, and we had Zach Wilson. Let me see what Tim Boyle does. I don't know if you mentioned it a little bit earlier. I'm sorry I was late. As soon as he came into the game, he made the right adjustment. He made a complete pass. He moved the linebacker. He saw the defense coming, so he moved the lineman over. That's what you got to do. I didn't see him do that once. Boomer
in his
science to the
career.
best.
He hasn't done it once in his career. This
No.
guy did it. I mean, he did it in one drive. He's able to get the ball out. 1, 2, 3-step drop, boom. 3-step drop, boom. This guy hasn't been able to do that his entire career. And then you get people that'll tell me, well, he's still a young player. He's still this. This guy's played he started 30 games. When does the young player nonsense stop? He's been a bum. His coach has been a bum. The GM's been a bum. This whole franchise is a bum ass franchise. At some point, you have to start winning. At some point, before I'm dead. I'm pretty sure they'll start winning when I'm dead. They'll get 5 straight Super Bowls, right? Once I die, they get 5 straight Super Bowls. But right now, I like to see.
You have a good view in heaven, though. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, I probably won't be able to afford the YouTube package in heaven. They keep raising the prices.
Maybe they got Cody in heaven. You never know.
I got that. I'll do. So Joey, you take us from here. Is it?
Well, we already said what we had to say about the Jets. Let's talk real quick because it's not even better in the other side. The Giants we won a meaningless game. The Red Stinks, I told you from the beginning, they stink, and we beat them twice. Once with Tyrod Taylor, the second one with Tommy DeVito. And you know what? Let me not give all the hate to this kid. He was throwing dimes.
He has as much touchdowns as Zach Wilson in less games.
Yeah,
I give it to DeVito.
That dime that he threw to Shaquan at the pylon. That was a BB, and he put it right on the money. Only way he can catch it in between 2 defenders. He has gotten better.
Joey, he cares about playing. He knows that this is his shot. He cares.
Yeah.
Look at Zach Wilson's press conference after he gets benched again. After getting benched last year for Chris Streveler.
Not even benched. He's on street clothes again.
Again. The Jets didn't even want to play him. They played a dead Joe Flacco instead of him playing that last game last year against the Dolphins, where we got destroyed. Meanwhile, while Joe Flacco is taking pictures, his kids are taking pictures with Tyreek Hill. They love Tyreek Hill. They hate all the Jets. Okay.
I'll
anyway,
with Tyreek Hill right now. So.
Yeah, but if you're the Jets quarterback, can you take a picture with Garrett Wilson for Christ's sakes? Please. Unbelievable. I mean, he again, and in his press conference, I understand why the team, why they had to make a move. And if you're a competitor, you don't understand anything about getting benched ever. You're pissed off.
Yeah, you want him to show a little fire.
Yeah, you're like, I'm getting back in there. I'm gonna work my tail off in practice and in the film room, and I'm gonna get my job back. And I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make it happen, bro.
Yep.
And I'm gonna show New York City what kind of quarterback they drafted. Nah, it's okay. I get it. We had to make a move, but it's a joke, bro. It's a joke. All right, so Danny DeVito, I call him Danny. I know it's Tommy DeVito, but he at least shows that he cares about football. What's up, Bone?
He got better. We call him Chicken Parm, aka Tommy Cutlets. And you know what? He played well. He played well. But the thing is, I didn't want him to play well. This is tank. This is supposed to be the tank.
See, but Joe, you gotta want him to play well because you got other guys on that team that you need to evaluate, right?
Yes,
you need to.
I understand that. I wouldn't mind. Listen, a tank is supposed to. You're supposed to tank. You're supposed to lose. I understand. Listen, it's good for him. It's good for me to watch the game, even though I have not watched the Giant game in like 4 or 5 weeks. It's good for him, for Giant fans to watch it. It shows that it's not the coach. It's just, the players. And they coached up this kid. He was the one that he was undrafted. They wanted him really bad. They got him. He was on the bench. He did everything he was supposed to do. He came in that 1 week. He was bad. We all made fun of him, but you know what? He got better. He got better. This week, he actually played very well. I actually want to see how he continues, but it's a tank year. I don't care. I don't.
Yeah, but again, you have players on this team that you have to evaluate, right? You have to make a decision on Saquon Barkley. You got to make some decisions on that offensive line.
You got to make. Be honest, Saquon played his ass off, and he deserves
absolutely.
a contract. He deserves a contract. Without him, I don't think we could have won the games that we did win. He's a difference maker. He helps his teammates. If you, I watched the rerun of the game, and it was just amazing because he's in everyone's face. He's, when they're down, he's, we didn't have a good run game all game, but he had, I think, 5 catches, and all of them were for big gains. So he's doing his part. You need to sign him.
So those are the things you have to evaluate on that team, right? You have defensive players that if you got to evaluate them too, right? Who's going to stay, who's going to go. The NFL is about what you put on film. Everybody's breaking down film nowadays, and all these teams, we could talk tank all day, but these players ain't thinking tank. They're thinking, I got to play well because this could cost this is millions of dollars we're playing with. You know?
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from, but if I'm running the team and I want to get a quarterback, because the Giants have been all over all these quarterbacks. They've been looking at the guy from North Carolina. They've been looking at Caleb Williams. They've been looking at all these quarterbacks going to all
no Caleb Williams. That's a huge mistake if you get Caleb Williams. Huge mistake. I'm telling you right now.
They're doing their due diligence right now, and they're going and they're watching and they're looking, and you got to give it to them. They're at least trying, and we want a good pick. I want a good pick. I want somebody who could help us. I don't want an Evan Neal. Get this guy on my team. Jeez.
No, you can't have that. You can't have that. All right, Joe. We're gonna move on to the next topic. We're gonna hit this boxing early.
Yes.
Because we always end up, kind of on the late end with this stuff. So let me share this.
We treat boxing like the last call in the bar. That's not right. Not right.
That's usually where I excel. That's my zone. That's my zone. You see me walking into the spot at 3:30 in the morning. You know what I'm about right there. You know who's coming home with me.
Gary turns into SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team. I gotta
gets in and gets out.
I gotta rescue all the Susias. Come on, girls. Come on. I gotta rescue you. Let's share this article here. Let's share this here. Let's share this. Bring it back here. All right, guys. Benavidez versus Andrade this week. This is a huge fight, guys. This is a fight that I believe has potential to be one of the better fights in boxing this year.
Okay.
So we have our 2 fight guys here. I know that Andrade is not a household name, but what do you guys think about this fight coming up?
It's a good fight. Somebody always got to go.
Now,
go ahead.
Now, let's break down this article here, Bone. This basically, people are out here. I guess this is a little bit of promotion, a little bit of, trying to sell this fight. But the headline here is, this is like a world title fight. I wouldn't go that far, right, in saying that this is a world title fight. But I do think these are 2 quality opponents, both with something to prove. Benavidez has to show that he's in shape for this fight and that he's worthy of going up to the next level. And we'll talk about that pretty soon. So the first line they start off here, this is why I chose this article, is basically Benavidez' weight issues, which we've touched on before, and that Franklin has said that he might not be in the greatest shape for this fight. So do you think his inability to get in shape for some fights that are not big-time fights will hurt him on this one?
I'm gonna let Franklin answer that.
I'm gonna go with, of course it's gonna hurt him. I think this is a really good fight. They call we've been saying this for a couple of months now, maybe even years now. Me and T-Bone. Andrade, he's a really good fighter. A couple of people didn't want to fight him because he doesn't have the name. A lot of people don't know about him. But
from what I've seen, he looked like he's in shape for this fight.
Well, I mean, look, the reports out of his camp, and these are rumors, but the reports out of his camp is that he pulled back on his sparring, right? Because he's had trouble with the hands, and issues with his hands and knuckles and things like that. That he pulled back on the sparring to take a lot of, to not go into the fight injured or hurting. Now, I don't know if that's going to affect him if this fight gets into the weeds, right? If this gets into the later rounds. So I'm going to throw it to you, Bone, and ask you, where do you see this fight? How many rounds is this fight going to go? Where do you see this fight going?
I see the fight going the distance. You can't sleep on Boo Boo, Andrade, because he's a good fighter. Nobody wants to fight him. They be ducking him. Even Canelo ducked him.
So look at that line right there that I highlighted. Look at the line that I highlighted right there. Andrade is a tricky, slick opponent with dubious power.
Yes.
So
dubious.
Dubious.
If he can control the fight is his.
Really?
Yes.
Over Benavidez? Wow. Okay. Mark that down, ladies and gentlemen.
If he can control the fight, the fight is his. Remember, Benavidez is a one-style fighter. He's gonna keep putting pressure on you. And Boo Boo moves out of the way. He's in and out. And if he can control the fight is his. But if he gets Boo Boo tired, you know what he's gonna do. Benavidez is gonna continue putting that pressure on him.
Yeah.
So again, that goes, and I'll throw this to Franklin. That goes again to my, the rumors that he hasn't sparred a lot. If this gets into the later rounds, whose advantage is that? I mean, it seems to me like it'll be on Andrade's advantage if this goes into later rounds. What do you think, Franklin?
If it gets into the later rounds, I think it goes to Benavidez. Benavidez has the better. Yeah, he's stronger. I think Boo Boo's a really good fighter, but he has to control the fight, like T-Bone said. If he controls the fight, remember Showtime's last fight, Benavidez. There's no money in Andrade winning. There's money in Benavidez winning.
Absolutely.
You got to take it,
Franklin.
You got to take it to the business side. So one thing is Showtime's last fight, which is key. They're going to want to make some money. I heard they're making some money on the back end if he wins and go faces Canelo. That's what I'm hearing on my side. I'm also hearing that same thing you heard. Benavidez is slowed down on the training, but T-Bone's right. He can't just go out there and control the fight and win. I think he has to dominate, control it side by side from start to finish, because they're not going to give him a decision. I'll be honest with you. They won't give him a decision. So unless he wows everybody, then. But it's going to be a tough win for him. I like the fight. I really think Benavidez is going to win no matter what. No matter what.
So now we're going to the next subject, and this is a subject that Joey wanted to touch on. Knowing that it's going to be a let's put it this way, a contentious subject on this podcast, and that's this article here. David Benavidez insists Canelo will be forced to fight him after he beats Andrade. So just from that headline, I think that headline is a sell job. I don't think that if Benavidez wins this fight, that Canelo is even going to remotely entertain this fight. Not even close. Just off the headline, what do you guys think?
No, I think it's going to be another Haney thing. Because didn't remember Haney ducked and he did the thing where he had legal issues, and he when they forced him to fight, and he was like, "No, I have illegal issues," and they stripped the belt from him. Canelo could do the same thing.
Yeah, belts don't. We talked about this on our private chat.
He's playing it safe. He's trying to keep he wants to see how he does in 140. He doesn't do good in 140. He's going to go back to 135. He's playing it safe.
And if he goes back to 135, he's going to have to deal with Shakur Stevenson. Or Tank Davis. So that's a talk. I
think Canelo would do that tactic like that, where he drops the belt and everything, and then look for someone else to fight.
He hasn't done that.
I don't believe that's the case, Joey. I think Canelo right now. Canelo right now has to keep his belts, because Canelo right now is also he's going to branch off into his own promotional company with his own deal on either Amazon or Apple. So he can't come across as someone that's not working with these governing bodies.
And he's big on the belts. He's big on the belts. He's different. He's not like every other fighter. He's big on the belts. He's big on being undisputed. This is what's going to happen. If Benavidez wins, or if Benavidez wins convincingly, like knocks out, he has to fight him next year. He'll take the fight, and it'll be in Canelo's terms. It'll be a bigger ring. But let me tell you this. If Boo Boo gives him a close fight, he's gonna fight Boo Boo next year instead of Benavidez.
So here's the line that really got me here on this article. That there's a possibility, and people are talking about this again. I've heard a lot of rumors about his camp that Benavidez, and I'm a big Benavidez fan. That his camp hasn't gone well, and there already the little rumors out there, things like this. Unfortunately for Benavidez, he might lose on Saturday night because he's facing a far better boxer than him, and one with superior experience and athleticism. If Benavidez loses this fight on Saturday, what are his next moves?
No moves.
I don't know.
Chick-fil-A.
He got no moves. He lost it. He's taking a big
Maybe we'll hang out with Cesar Chavez Jr.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was his manager, I would not let him fight him. I would not fight him. That's a bad fight for him. The matchup is bad.
We don't know if he has the rematch clause or what.
No rematch. No rematch.
Try to get on the second fight. Who knows?
So again, people are talking up now. Now, when it comes to this kind of things, ladies and gentlemen out there, you got to understand this is boxing. So you're going to have people chirping from both sides to try to sell a fight, right? Boxing News 24 is known for this. They're known for basically working with whatever promotional team hands them the bag, and they could send me an email and come after me. They know where to find us. Admin at wegetdrunk.com, and say that we're capping, but I know the truth. They whoever gives them the bag, they like to promote them, right? So I'm thinking this is Andrade's camp coming in here and saying, hey, let's try to sell this fight. Let's try to put out some nuggets out here that, Andrade's this, like this line says, Andrade is a superior athlete and has a better ring IQ. You hate to say it, but Benavidez is a guy who just gets over being bigger than his opponents and lacks power and mobility. Now, this,
a lot of mobility. That's true.
He does lack mobility, but if this isn't a line that tells you that this is coming straight from Andrade's team, you're not paying attention. You don't understand boxing, and really come back to the podcast and learn you something, because you got to understand what's going on here. So then they go back to the confidence that Benavidez has had. So has boarded on someone who is foolhardy and incapable of contemplating that he could fail. One big reason Benavidez' ego is warped is the opposition he's been fed. So basically they're saying that he's fought lesser competition, so that's why he has this confidence that he could beat anybody. This is coming straight out of Andrade's camp. And again, if Benavidez loses this fight, you guys are saying that it's going to take him years to get back to this point.
Yeah, he won't see Canelo. Canelo be retired.
Oh yeah, it's done. He can forget about that.
Yeah, he can forget about it.
I mean, wasn't he losing the plant until later on?
He was absolutely.
Yeah.
I was just going to say the thing. He was losing to Caleb.
That's what he's going to do with this fight.
Easily.
He's going to wait for if Andre gets tired to put on pressure.
Tune in, everybody. It's going to be a good fight.
Happens.
I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, tune in, everybody. That's going to be a good fight. It's a long weekend, y'all. Enjoy it, but watch this fight. There's a lot of again. I want to see you could tell really early on with Benavidez if he's got his legs with him, if he's able to take shots, because he's a guy that has to take shots to give shots, because he doesn't have.
I might be to take shots. I'll let you know right now.
he doesn't have the mobility. Joey, you have more mobility than Benavidez. Trust me. So, all right. So those are the two topics I wanted to hit. I know Joey's got a few other topics on baseball. Let's go hit those. Joey, what do you got?
Let's talk about some rumors. There's rumors galore. The hot stove is burning. It's crazy right now. You got right now the big rumor is that coming out of Yamamoto's camp is he wants to come to a team that has Japanese players. I don't know if that's true or not. Again, this is rumors. But you know what? Money talks, money talks, money talks. Okay? There's a lot of teams that I think he already has spoken to half of all MLB teams. I think he has a big meeting tomorrow with the Mets and Steve Cohen. So
I got a question for you real quick, just to speak on that. Yeah. I've never seen this guy play in my life. Is he good? Anybody seen him? Anybody seen any tape? I have not seen this guy.
Yeah, go all over YouTube. He's all over YouTube. He's pitched. He was the number one pitcher in the KOB league, and
How fast is he throwing? What's his clock speed right now?
I think he's a hard thrower. He's a hard thrower. I think he's more of a Tanaka, if I'm not mistaken. He throws hard. He changes speed, and I think he has a slider. If I'm not mistaken, he's really good. He's really good. That's why a lot of people want him. He pitches in big games. He was their ace out there. So, you know, a lot of teams are looking for pitching right now. So
he's won the equivalent of the Japanese the Cy Young in Japan a couple times. He's been an ace pitcher for a team his whole career. Yeah. Again, it's, you know, the Japanese league is different. Winners. Yeah, so the Japanese league is different in terms of, you know, the rotation, how many rest days they get and things like that. So it's different, but the guy has talent. Now, how does that talent translate over to the major leagues? You never know. But like Joey said, here you go. This is the line. Yamamoto's agent says he wants to play with other Japanese players, which New York, meaning New York Yankees, can't offer. I have an article queued up here on the Mets. The Mets can't offer that because obviously they got Senga, right? So the Mets can make a move on this. I'm telling you right now, as a Yankee fan, we can't lose out on this guy to the Mets. We can't do it. The Yankees need all the pitching they could get. We have to take chances. Have to. Yeah. Have to.
I agree with you. This is the year. This is the year that we got to go out and spend. We can't hold back. And Hal needs to. It has to be 2013 all over again. We need to go out there and spend. But also we have to think about this. We have to spend wisely.
We have to do what the classic man said.
Yep, spend wisely. Hitting. Get some hitting. So, again, there's some things there. There's another article on the Yankees, but I wanted to touch on this. Would prefer to, that Yamamoto would prefer to play for an MLB team that has Japanese players. So the Yankees are even thinking about signing another Japanese player just so this guy could be happy. But here are his stats, Franklin. Here you go. So he's 25 years old.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he's 25 years old. I thought I saw the stats here. So here we go. This is Senga. Sorry. So Senga has known him since he's 20 years old. He's been a top level talent since he was very young, and I know he has a ton of talent. He's an amazing player. So Yamamoto is at 25 years old. He has a 70-29 record, has a mid-90s fastball, has a bunch of breaking pitches, typical Japanese pitcher. They got they got those they don't call it a slider anymore. What do they call it now, Joey?
Slurve?
No, not the slurve. They got
it's not the ghost fork or forkball.
Yeah, the gyro ball or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Gyro ball. So he had a 121 ERA this year. He went 16-6, which is great. 169 hitters and struck out 169 hitters in 164 innings. I don't see the walks here, but this guy, he can pitch. I mean, you can pitch if you got a 70-29 record.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Franklin? Do the Mets go all in for him? I mean, if I'm the Yankees, we're going all in.
We need the Mets. We're going all in. We need to invest. We need to go hard because we don't know look at the Braves. The Braves. We got the Braves. We got the Phillies. We got everybody in the NL. The Dodgers are creeping in. Everybody's gonna get better, so we got to spend.
Yeah, you have to spend. Any other rumors, Joey? Obviously there's a ton of rumors.
Seattle actually just traded their third baseman to the Diamondbacks.
For who?
The Diamondbacks. What's his name? Oh my God, Eduardo. Sugar. I'm blanking on his name, but he's actually a really good third baseman. A lot of power.
I know. I like him. Yeah.
$11 million. They traded his $11 million to the Diamondbacks. Seattle is clearing up space. Don't know what are they going to do with that space, but they're clearing up space.
It's always raining in Seattle. Nobody wants to play there.
Yeah, that's the thing. Nobody wants to play there. But you know what? Maybe they might get a chance and steal a few players. You never know. The Cubs.
Seattle has young talent. I mean, they have young talent.
They do.
But again, like Franklin said, man, it is. I've been to Seattle. It is a god awful place. No offense to anybody out in Seattle,
but it rains all day.
It rains all the time. The city
is miserable.
The city is terrible. Tons and tons of homeless and
Eugene Suarez. There you go, Eugene Suarez.
He's good. He can hit. That guy can hit.
He can hit. Yeah.
So
the Mets, I see the Mets. They just put Jay Gibbons as their bench coach. Looks like Mendoza's. He's making his
adjustments.
Yeah.
Look, Mendoza's a MacBook guy. I don't like him. The Yankees
I really do though. That's the thing. I do. I think he's gonna be good for them. He's gonna be sneaky. Everyone is always. That's what happens when Met fans they judge too quickly, and then what happens? The guy actually turns out to be better, and then usually when they go, oh yeah, he's gonna be great, he turns into Jason Bay. So.
Jason Bay, remember him?
That was low.
That's a low blow.
There's a few of them. I got a handful of names. Okay, well,
I mean, the Yankees got some doozies too. No, let's not go there. We got some guys that, let's be honest. Since we on that top, real quick, who's an all-time bum that on each team that we once thought was going to be good, but as soon as they came to the Yankees or the Mets, completely died. An all-time bum. I got one.
Jared Wright, Atlanta.
Jared Wright. My guy is a guy that killed us for years. Vernon Wells. Who came to the Yankees, and I don't think I ever saw him get a hit, much less play. He was terrible for the Yankees.
What was that guy from Boston?
Kevin Youkilis.
Kevin Youkilis. Uke. Oh my God. As soon as he cut off his beard, it was a wrap. He stunk.
Besides the guy, we went to the opening game that day.
Jesus Christ! How about you, Franklin?
Besides the guy we still paying that you all know, besides that bum, I'm gonna say Mo Vaughn. Oh my God, when he came with Roberto Alomar, I'll give it to Roberto Alomar. He can still play defense, but Mo Vaughn was horrible. Swinging him in.
I thought you were gonna go Mike Hampton. Remember Mike Hampton? You guys paid out the wazoo for that guy. He stunk. He was terrible.
I go easy.
The classic man says Kaz Matsui for the
Mets. Kazuo Matsui. He was a Gold Glover in Japan. He was awful with the Mets as a defender.
I know what was the problem. He couldn't get his glove through customs. That's what it was.
And there it is. All right. So let's really get quickly on these on this Yankee rumor and let Joey take care of that one. Let's see. Let's share this. Share the screen. Chrome tab. Oh, and this is gonna really hurt the classic man. Really hurt the classic man. Should the Yankee star linked to Nationals? Impossible, surprising offseason trade. Should the Yankees actually consider trading one of its top sluggers? This is the greatest line in this article.
Ooh, the hottest guy in the game?
If this is a top slugger, this is why we This is why we didn't make the playoffs. This guy stinks. Anyway,
he's the hottest hitter in the game.
Yep, he sure is. New York has been linked to superstars like San Diego Padres slugger Juan Soto, but may need to end up clearing some salary. I don't know why. We're the Yankees. Why do we need to clear salary? It seems to me like my beer gets more expensive every year, and so do those disgusting premium sausages that are always overcooked. Anyway, so the player that we may dump salary on is this guy here, the player who has popped up most in possible trades to shed salary. Not because he stinks, not because he loafs on the field, not because he can't field. To shed salary is second baseman Gleyber Torres. Now look at this article. This is why you can't take some of these people serious. They don't understand the sport. Torres was stellar for the Yankees in 2023, but is expected to make over $15 million next year. For that guy? Stellar
and in the game.
Stellar and Gleyber Torres should never go together. Ever. That's like pickles and ice cream. They don't go together.
What about Stellas and Gleyber Torres?
Yes, those more like Presidentes and Gleyber Torres and Nightlife. But anyway, plus there has been plenty of interest from around the league in Torres. Yes. By who?
Seattle has been on him to be traded. I think I forgot what was the other team, but Seattle is very interested.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah, they're interested. Oh my God.
Well, I mean, listen, if you really think about it, if you're not thinking about his defense, he was actually a really good offensive second baseman. Look at the numbers, Gary. I'm not.
Defense is.
I know the classic man is my brother, and I have to defend him. But this here, the numbers lie.
Oh God, the cap
Men
is
lie, women lie, numbers
strong.
don't.
Frankly, your mic is off. Turn on the mic.
Give me the number when somebody was on base and he actually got a hit.
Exactly.
Not when you were out of the play, when you were in a playoff race. Not when you were getting blown out.
He leads the league in meaningless home runs and meaningless hits. And again, when you and the classic man start talking about how he's such a great player, but defense doesn't count. What do you mean defense doesn't count? He has to at least be serviceable.
No,
he's terrible.
I didn't. Listen to me first. I just said to move that out the way because if somebody's looking for a second baseman who's going to be a Gold Glover, that's not who you're looking at right there.
Hell no. Hell no.
He's not a Gold Glover. So
how about a guy that shows? Maybe if you're looking for a guy that shows up for batting practice, maybe he's not the guy either because he doesn't show up for that either. So does he work? Does he work hard? No. Does he play the field well? No. But we're gonna give him $15 million. Sayonara to this guy.
Well, that's why they want to get rid of him.
But look at this. But this is a team that I haven't heard, and this is a player I haven't heard about getting traded for Torres. One team that could make sense as a trade partner is the Washington Nationals in a trade for Lane Thomas.
Outfielder, speedy outfielder, lefty, I think.
So talk to us about Lane Thomas, Joey.
Well, he was one of the guys. If you remember, in the beginning of the year, we were looking at names, and I was saying guys. I was thinking about McCarthy from Arizona. I was saying Lane Thomas. I said, look out for those guys because those are guys that Cashman likes to look for. Likes these light hitting outfielders with speed who can play the outfield, and his name is one up there. He's a young kid too.
So, in saying that, Joey, are you interested in a Lane Thomas? Would you be interested in bringing a guy like that on the team? He fits. He fits on this team. Lefty outfielder.
No, that's not the guy I want. You know what I want.
So let's talk about what you want for your Christmas gift. Shout out to Raymond, my brother. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We got enough love for you in this podcast right here.
Love you, Raymond,
my brother. Thank you, my brother.
Well, you know what I want. The Yankees need a left fielder. There's a left fielder in San Diego just dying over there. Bring him to New York. I've been saying it for the longest. Go and trade anybody you want. That's our left fielder. Now I told you, center field. You're not gonna like it. They're going to have to put anyone up there. And this is where maybe Lane Thomas fits in because our center fielder is a young Dominican kid named Jason Dominguez who's coming back in July. I don't care who you put in center field. Just know that when July comes and Dominguez comes back, that's my center fielder.
Okay. What's the timetable for Dominguez, June?
June, July.
June, July. How long can we get away with the current outfield situation? Can we survive until June, July?
Well, we got to see what we get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can't predict right now. We got to see who we're going to get.
Yeah, right now.
We got to start making the predictions right now. Everything gets started on Monday.
Yeah.
Everything's hot on Monday.
Yeah. Well, I think right now they got to see what they want because there's a lot of guys out there. You don't like this name, Karen Kiermaier always keeps popping up. You know, I know. Trust me. I know you don't like that. No, I know you don't like that, but that name keeps popping up, and it's gonna keep popping up because
that's not what I want for Christmas.
I know. Listen, I know that's not what you want.
No.
We don't run the organization. If we did, he wouldn't be our center fielder. But you know what? The way that I think It's going to be a mixture.
Why will we get a guy that is going to end by August is going to be riding the bench?
Well, that's the plan. That's the whole idea. Isn't that the whole idea?
But we're going to pay a premium to get a guy that can't hit. We need to hit the baseball. We need to score runs.
Yeah,
don't bring in Matt Chapman and Kevin Kiermaier here. I'm done. I don't want that. I don't want that.
I don't want Matt Chapman either.
No, I don't want that. Hell no. I'd rather stay with Gleyber, Torres and put Peraza at third. And put Pereira. Let him play left, right? Let him play left, and figure it out. There's no and put Florial in center until he showed some signs last year. He should get a shot.
He did, but that's the Yankees' problem. They don't let them play.
They don't have patience.
They don't have pay. Well, we got to be if we want to cut payroll, right? Which is all I keep hearing. Yeah. We gotta cut it from somewhere, and that's with the young players.
That's where Gleyber's name keeps popping up. Loaisiga names keep popping up. Tommy Canley's name keeps popping up. Those are guys right there. I think it's like $20 million right there. So I see them doing their little fixings coming soon. You're gonna start seeing little trades here and there. But
if you cut $20 million on this team, you better not be bringing you better bring in Juan Soto up in this joint.
That's what I want. That's what I want. I've been saying it for the longest. I want that guy in left field, and when he does, I will be there opening day. Yeah,
absolutely, because that guy is a bona fide hitter.
What about Cody Bellinger? Would you want him?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely. Cody Bellinger 2 years ago was one of the worst players in Major League Baseball. Now, his agent is going to say, we know who his agent is. I don't want to show him no shine.
SB,
we know.
SB.
Yeah. So he was injured. A bunch of excuses. I don't want players that don't play every day. Juan Soto plays every day. Mm-hmm. Has shown to be a player that plays every day. And he's never made any excuses. Cody Bellinger a couple years ago hit like 150 with like 5 home. He was awful.
Well, his numbers last year weren't bad. He was 307, 26 homers, 97 RBIs.
Yeah, in a walk year.
He had 153 hits.
In a walk year, of course. In a contract year. No, thank you. Give me Juan Soto. That's what I want for Christmas.
I'm not gonna lie. Soto. That Japanese guy, that Jung Ho Lee guy, very intriguing, man. Like Eric said, we need more life in this team, and all the highlights I keep seeing is him with life, and maybe that's another guy. But the thing is he gonna take away from my Dominguez?
Well, I mean, look, I would like to have him simply because it's always good to have a hoe on your team. Always good to have a hoe. So, last topic on the Yankees is Stanton, the war of Cashman and Stanton. What is going on there?
Yeah, Cashman made a big mistake there.
That's a big mistake.
Yeah,
it looks like he's backtracking. The way he
got to eat it.
Yeah.
I think the call went out and said, okay, you want to play this game with Stanton, then no players are coming. No players are going to come visit you.
Well, that's what his agent was doing.
Yeah.
You don't want to play for this organization.
Yeah, you can't. One thing you can't do with players is you could call them anything, but you can't call them broken down.
Yeah.
That's the one thing you can't do it, because at that point they can't do anything else, right? Their career, basically, you're saying this guy's career is over with.
Yeah.
So you can't do that. You can't do it. And the agent sent out the bat signal and said, "Oh yeah, you want to play that game? Nobody's gonna come visit you." And we need all the help we could get, guys. We don't have a closer. We don't have great middle relief. We don't have we're basically counting on Rodon to to come back and bounce back, and Garrett Cole to have another great year. And the rest of the yeah, not my ace. No, hell no, not him. No way.
I call it right now. Early prediction: Rondon top 5 Cy Young next year.
Okay, mark it down. I'm going to put that in my notebook. I'm going to put that in my notes.
Top 5. Top 5.
This is a guy that gave up 77 runs in his last game that he pitched in an inning and a half. In an inning and a half. But okay. So, all right. We are at the top of the hour. It's going to be Thanksgiving soon. Everybody's got to relax. But we have one bit of business left. Predictions. Gambling for this football weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the worst gamblers in the history of mankind.
Oh yeah.
I haven't won anything.
So I'm good.
I haven't won anything in a month. I'm dead broke. I need a tin can. I'm going to be in the Salvation Army.
Clink, clink, clink.
If I don't hit on something this week. But let's just keep it basic. Wins and losses. Jets and Giants. What do you got this week, Joey, on your New York Giants?
Well, they're playing the Patriots, and we're home. Mac Jones stinks. Belichick, it looks like his magic is done.
Call him by his real name, McCorkle Jones, not Mac McCorkle.
McCorkle Jones.
It's terrible. His parents hated him. They hated him, boy.
Tommy DeVito, aka Tommy Cutlets, is gonna throw.
Tommy Cutlets.
He's gonna be throwing some chicken palms in the end zone. I have the Giants winning. Giants winning. I don't want them to win, but Giants winning by a field goal.
Giants winning. What do you got, Bone, on this Jets game against the Stinky Fish at MetLife Stadium? A dump. A
Friday.
On a Black Friday with
3 p.m.
With Tim Boyle starting in a stadium filled with Dolphins fans and 4 or 5 Jets fans. What do you got?
Oh man, I hate to go against my team, but I go with the Dolphins, bro.
You got to. I am going the same route. We have no shot on Friday. No shot.
I didn't watch the game Sunday because I knew we weren't going to score. We scored.
Yeah, you didn't miss. You didn't miss anything. We did. Look, this is how bad the Jets are. That even when they do score a touchdown, the score is still 2 field goals.
Yes.
I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. So it's just really bad football. I don't think I do think that we'll have a better offense, right? He'll get the ball out quicker. It'll look like a professional NFL offense, maybe for the first time in 2 years or 3 years. But
you know what I'm going for.
But the Dolphins will win by a touchdown. I believe the Dolphins will win 28-14.
To a magic, baby.
And I hate him, but it is what it is. The Giants will beat the Patriots because they are. I just think Saquon Barkley's is going to make some plays. Darius Slayton looks like he's back in the mix.
It's because you cut him from your fantasy football team, right?
Of course. As soon as I cut, of course, he becomes Jerry Rice. You know that. I cut a guy, he goes to the Hall of Fame. He's on my team. He's out the league. We know how this goes already. We know.
Gary the Jinx, baby.
We know how it goes. We know how it goes. So, Joey, what do you got on the Jets?
You know what? It might be a different game. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout game. Your defense is still good. Tua has a lot of problems. If it's not Tyreek Hill, it's intercepted. So I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a blowout game. But I do see Boyle gonna have a better game, and if he does have a better game, and he limits the interceptions, has the defense more on the sidelines, the Jets could win this game.
So you're saying we got a shot?
Praying on Gary's reverse jinx.
Yeah.
So you're saying we got a shot?
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Oh boy! All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the show. We know we had a great show this week. Thanks for hanging with us. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Everybody out there, give thanks to what the things that you have in your life. The fact we give thanks. I give thanks to my brothers here. I give thanks that we get to do this and talk, and that I have great relationships with all my bros and with y'all. There's a lot of things to be thankful for. Trust me. Yes. Trust me. Things could be really bad. So we here. Let's make it better. Thanks to you all. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. We will see y'all next week.
Next week, baby.
Next week, my brothers. Happy Thanksgiving.
Catch that fight this weekend, y'all. Catch that fight.
Definitely.
Cody for life. Let's go.
Cody for life.
Peace. See y'all later.
All right, my brothers.
Later.